Alright, hello everyone. We're going to have a wonderful Sudden Disaster show match right now between Javesty and Big Tasty Bacon. We have 7 maps that we're going to be testing today. We had a map competition with tons of creative maps, and we're going to have mostly new maps. We're really curious how they work in sudden death and what changes we're going to need to make. The event's going to start in early October, so we have a couple weeks where we're just basically testing maps. I think everything else for us is ready to go other than we're testing the maps. So let me just double check that I have my AoE 2. I was playing games last night in casting mode. The volume and everything is off. Won't have it render other unnecessary things. Don't need the small trees checkbox in game. That's weird. I have the mod for it. Gosh, it's giving me Viking Saga menus. No, I don't want your menus. Hello, Jacob. Hello, hello, hello. You can say hi to YouTube, too. YouTube's watching. YouTube's here. Let me make an announcement on Discord that we're live, and also check the Discord to see where the players are, because I need to know where the players are. Alright, so... wait, I have to clear my rec folder. I played a ton of single-player games for screenshots of maps last night. So let me clear that. And I think we're good to just go. So let me just make a quick announcement. Testing some Sudden Disaster maps. Showmatch. Here we go. That enter key press. I need to do something about that. Hello, Black Drizzle. Hello, Magnet Mood. They said they put a 2-minute spectator delay. That's fine. Twitch is playing ads. Let's see. Spectator. Dashboard. We didn't really announce this, so I don't know if these games will be picked up. I might just need to use the browser to find them. I'll do that. Yes, okay, Karak. This is a 3TC map. It'll be purple versus orange. Purple versus orange. Yeah. Javesty will be the Huns. Tasty will be the Urchins. And they'll play orange versus purple. Are we okay, chat, with orange versus purple? I hope we are. That's a very Halloween-themed color, which I guess is appropriate. Sudden Disaster will be in October. We'll have to do a Sudden Disaster Halloween theme. And I also have to remember in October to apply for Twitch front page for the finals. Do I want to do the finals, or should I do, like, during the week before the finals? Or should I do the semifinals? How does it work with multiple TCs? You need to lose all of the TCs. Sudden Disaster makes you lose when you have 0 TCs remaining. Just like with Regicide, if you have multiple kings, you have to lose all of the kings. Yeah, I don't have my overlays for maps and whatnot prepared yet. I will do that when we finalize the maps, and this is part of finalizing said maps. Also, if you've been watching Rage Forest, we do have a set that will be played tomorrow, starting... I will probably be live at 14 GMT for the draft, maybe? Don't know if I'll stream the draft, but anyway, here we go. We will have Javesty as the Huns. And wait, that's my 3v3 overlay. There we go. Javesty as the Huns, and Bacon as the Jurchins. Ooh, Javesty show match. Yes, Arbase, Javesty show match. So, we will have a map by Young Panda here. Let me write the name properly. This is not Menendy. This is Karak. There we go. Map by Young Panda. I'll get the authors on the overlay too when we do the actual event. Circular walls, but not with diagonal gates. I know, the horror. Gotta get those diagonal gates back, right? Yeah, maybe we can clean up the walls a bit. They are a bit, like, jagged and lumpy or whatever. But this is a map. It's a 3TC start. If you remember, a previous Sudden Disaster had a map called Suburbs, which is basically fortress with TCs on the outside. This is a bit of a twist on that concept. You have a big central fortification with lots of tiny gold piles, but they're all out by the walls, so they can be hit by crossbows or siege or monks or whatever range units you fancy. And then on the outside, here's the rest of your economy scattered around. We have to figure out how to balance all the other golds and stones out here. There are some chickens you can go take. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Reminds me of Fortress with 3 TCs. Pretty much. There's some cracked terrain around here. I wonder if that hits the TCs. Ooh. That could actually be interesting. Sudden death with cracked terrain under TCs. So, as this is sudden death, they have to lose all of the TCs. We do also have a map, if you remember Todai G from Stronghold Frenzy. We're testing that out, where you start with a town center and a wonder, and if you lose either, then you're defeated. So you have to protect both. This is an and map, where all of them have to be destroyed. Todai G is an or map. An inclusive or map. Our base hates that. Oh no, Tasty! With 3 TCs, a scout under the TC, and a tasty sheep will escape his grasp all the way out there, as the micro was too much for him. We're winning versus Alder, then he stuck Trebs and killed your wonder. That's the point of the map. Gives you different ways to sneak. It's a fun one, and it's absolutely beautiful. I just don't know if it's going to work for the sudden death. We're going to be spending the next few weeks touching up the maps, finalizing our choices for the map pool. The classic maps of Arena, Hideout, and Canberra are going to be there. The other maps are kind of crazy. I mean, Canberra itself is just an amazing sudden death map. So this is the players struggling. We have Huns here for Javesty, mostly because you don't need to build houses, and it makes it much smoother to do the 3 TCs start. Lithuanians for the extra 100 food are also picked quite a bit. Chinese no longer get 3 vills per TC. They used to, and that was a lot of fun, but now they only get it once. Same with the Inca, they get but a single llama. And the Maya only get 1 extra vill instead of 3 extra vills. Is Wellsprings back? It's in consideration. We have another explosive map, though. Let's just do match and get the ELO numbers. So, I wonder why their ELO isn't up here at the top. Wait, let me enter their ELOs there. Javesty, what is that? 2,000 right now, and Tasty is 1,791. I think Tasty's probably a bit higher than that usually, though. Ooh, that Vill almost went down. Gotta be careful about dead Vills with the multi-TC starts. Bengalis will be good. Bengalis are a great civ too. Bengalis usually picked for this map, or for multi-TC maps. Those were the top civs on Jungle Rumble. Bengalis and Lithuanians. Byzantines also picked because that was a fast imp map. Emissar Jurchens also do a couple of fast imp stuff. Siege Engineers available early, along with the siege and fortification upgrades cheaper and faster, meant you can go for a very fast, heavy rocket cart push with Siege Engineers, if you go straight to Imp. And with 3 TCs, you probably are going straight to Imp. And what do the Huns do against the Jurchens? I don't know. Huns are great for the start, but also run into unit composition issues. Their economy is great. We see 58 to 51 vills. They're both up to feudal around the same time. Yeah, that's true. You get housed a lot with the Bengalis where you deploy them. Sicilians fast first crusade. Oh, that'd be interesting. Straight to jail. Also, anyone watching on YouTube? And, oh, thank you, Matator. Thank you very much for the membership on YouTube. Welcome to Paladin. Hello, Alancito. Let me know what the quality's like, because due to some internet issues, I had lowered the bitrate a bit. I wonder, what did I put it at? Put it down to 12,000 on YouTube. So I'm wondering if that's too low for 4K. So here's a Vil, very low HP, but the kill comes in. Javesty loses a scout. And you start with 3 scouts, 1 per TC. So you can go for some Vil snipes, but you risk then falling down 2 to 3 scouts, and things snowballing if you lose a scout fight. And Artisan, thank you very much for the sub on Twitch. September already, yes!
We'll see how British longbows fare against French cannon.
Just refreshed due quality with 720 without option to change now 1080p. On Twitch or on YouTube? Twitch or YouTube? Because YouTube should be capable of 4K, but I might need to increase the bitrate slightly. And thank you, Artisan. Also, that will help Rage Forest. We're going to have this weekend of September lots of Rage Forest. And whoever helps us sub is going to help increase the Rage Forest prize pool. Every 100 subs, I'm adding another $100 to the prize pool. On Twitch? Okay. Twitch is just going to do Twitch things. Can't really do much about that. So Vil's going over to the gold there for Tasty. He's going to long distance mine some gold. Does he have a mining camp? Is he ready to go up to the castle age? Yes, he does in the middle. Usually on multiple TC maps, we do see players fast castle. But here, maybe players aren't quite prepared for the build yet. As well, have a Vil go down, a few scouts hit another Vil. There, Vil's going down. We'll have a few stone walls going up. And this is, I believe, rock terrain. So I'm not sure if you can build your walls there. It is masked, though. So that can be a bit confusing. We might need to clean that up. If I cast something and then I get confused, that's got to be a note of we need to clean this up. Any reason for the player colors? The players chose these colors. This is what the players themselves chose. And as I said earlier, I think purple-orange will be about the most thematic we can get for Halloween, and this will be an event during October. There's forging, wheelbarrow, scale barding, and castle age, all on the way. We'll also have a barracks here from Javesty, and a few chickens over on the side. So Vil's taking the chickens in the back as they go to Stonewall the entire map, or Palisade Wall the entire map. All right. Well, it will be open. I'm liking this. I'm liking that it's unwallable because it means you can't do a full wall, and all of your TCs are going to be open unless it is wallable, and I'm wrong about that. This might just be an extra tile of terrain he's getting in here. But okay, yeah, I like that this is unwallable. It's nice. It's real nice. Maybe we could do something fun and have road terrain run to the TCs, but we'd have to get it go through the gates, though. That might be tricky. Yeah, so some stone wall in here from Javesty. And he's going to go for a castle. Ooh, this might be Tarkins. And that could be sick. You run in through Tarkins, you can't stop them, and they go to the TC. You have to do your own circular wall around the TC. Quality of stream looks good on YouTube? Alright, wonderful. This will also be a good test of my internet today. I changed some OBS networking settings, hopefully to make it a bit more resilient to those little internet drops I had been having. I'm also going to be doing some PC upgrades after Rage Forest. I have a new power supply here, but then I decided not going to risk changing things before the Rage Forest finals. I'll do it afterwards. So some light cav here from Tasty. He's going to be hoovering around the back, picking up a Vil. And what's the Eco KD? 9-1 for Tasty. Those faster attacking Jurch and light cav are going to pick up a couple more kills here. Oh, there goes the villager advantage Javesty had as the Huns. Hello, mouse puddles. How you doing? Your internet always sucks. Comcast. I think Optimum may be worse than Comcast. Probably around the same. So we'll have a few Tarkins out here for Javesty. And Vil's here. Oh no. Javesty. More Vils. He's trying to get pikemen into position, but the Vils are getting massacred. Even with all the investment he had for the stone walls, that didn't really do much to him. He's got 2 castles keeping him safe, but he's not safe. This map is super open. Maybe we need a bit more cracked terrain around here if we're going to see a lot of walling. Yeah, but as I said, later this year, I'm planning on moving. Not sure exactly when. The plan is to get some fiber optic internet, likely through Verizon, because I already have my phone service through them. And then we can up the bitrate on YouTube to 40k and have a super high quality 4K stream. Move only for internet. Well, when you're a streamer, you kind of need your internet to work. And this area around here is not going to have upgrades to the infrastructure anytime soon, unfortunately. So the light cav here, going to dive on the gold. As some pikemen try to defend, but this light cav raid has been great. But now it's time for a counterattack. We've seen the castles, and it is time for the Tarkans. Tarkans going to burn down the houses. Give a little thump from them. They burn through. And TC will try to wall them out. Normalize watching the carrier pigeons. Hello, Potkany. Potkany gonna be one of our admins for Sudden Disaster. And straight for the TC. Remember, once you lose a town center, you cannot rebuild it. So the light cav, they can snipe vills, but they can't snipe TCs. And I don't think grenadiers are the right option against Tarkans. These vills dropped off their farm food, but didn't start repairing. And this town center will crumble to the ground. Now, we'll have a castle up for Tasty. And something exploded there. Some grenades. Well, that's one TC down. And there goes the Vill production. At least Tasty has a good Vill lead. And we'll have a few Steppies chasing the Tarkans around. Who wins, Step Lancer versus Tarkan? Jurchen Step Lancer looks like less HP but more attack. Tarkans have more armor, so I guess the Tarkan still wins. Unless you get some nice stack patrols. Thump, 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 thump. Where am I from? From outside New York City. I also want to go somewhere a bit warmer. So I'm looking places more south. Yeah, I can't rebuild the TC. No rebuilding. If Tasty were going for some type of rocket cart play, well, he's against Tarkans. Probably not the right setup. He still has a huge build lead, so maybe the TC loss won't matter too much. But he needs a way to deal with the Tarkans now. And the Iron Pagodas should wreck the Tarkans. More attack, more HP. And also a magic shield against the first thump. So they got a thump shield. But second TC now. Tarkans on the way. Rocket carts will get a nice hit. Remember, Tarkans get 1 extra Pierce Armor compared to the Nightline. They're 5 Pierce Armor, so TCs, even with Fletching and Bodkin, would be doing only 2 attack. Here, those upgrades, neither are in, so only 1 damage to the Tarkans. And they have a good bonus attack, plus 10 against castles and plus 8 against buildings. So they can think about going for the TC. I think they'd need some numbers to do that first. Philly. No, not to Philly. Not to Philly. Or this, Philly wouldn't be warm. Okay, the next TC in the middle of the base. Petards to get through the walls. Tarkans going for the TC. And can they get it? Tasty needs to repair. There's so much going on still on the map with multiple TCs. He needs to repair this. There go the farmers. There go the vills. He needs to watch out, though. They're dropping off their food, but you have to right-click again to start repairing. And I think you'll have the repairs. He has more vills on the way. His entire village is coming to repair. The Iron Pagodas are killing the Tarkans. And the TC down to 300 HP. But it will remain standing. He's out of wood for repairing, but just in time, the Tarkans are slayed, and the TC is safe. A couple Tarkans on the side, but now there's a castle up to deal with them. So the entire village went to repair. And the Tarkans will chase the Iron Pagodas. They're gonna go for it again. But now Imperial Age is on the way. So not only are the Tarkans attacking a TC, it's an Imp TC now. So they're going for the Imp TC. Step Lancer's trying to kill some of the Tarkans. As Vills keep repairing. And the Tarkans will flee. So not enough Tarkans to take down the TC. Pikemen here is starting to get some pokes. But they will hold up that wall. I think you can build atop the road terrain, so I think you can re-wall. That was a nice play. Tarkans plus Petards. Just didn't quite have enough Tarkans. And through all this, Tasty still has a good Vil lead because he's continuing with some Step Lancers to raid the villagers of Javesty. Step Lancer will go down, so that raid is cleaned. And the Tarkans keep pouring forward. But they can't fight the Iron Pagodas. And I guess you can't build there? Oh, wait, you can. You can, okay. There's a stone wall there. Okay, yeah, you can rewall. You can rewall the top, just not the sides, and I like that. It makes the map open. Well, you sure? How you doing? And Grenadiers will be attacking the Tarkans. There is a forward castle, but this is a doubt castle. There is no way that castle goes up. Absolutely no way. Yeah, and the Vills have to run. And with Imp coming in, this is looking better and better for Tasty. Okay, so a bit of a back and forth game. Tasty got some early raids. Javesty came back to destroy a TC with the Tarkans. But now the Petard play didn't work. He almost got the second TC. But Tasty's up to Imp. He's stopping the forward castle. And the options are now looking a bit slim for Javesty. Not sure if there's much he can do now. I think Tasty just kind of amasses an army and overruns him. Yeah, lost some... Oh, wait, did he lose the stone? He didn't delete it? He didn't delete it! He has no stone. Oh, no, he didn't delete. Javesty. You gotta delete. Get the stone back. Put a castle here. At least have 3 TCs defended by castles. What is that mining camp? Doubt Castle, Doubt Mining Camp. This is the campaign mining camp they give you. That's 20 tiles away from the gold. Yeah, I mean, at this point, Tarkin sneaks are his only hope. You're right about that. You see your opponent stuck in castle, fletching Bodkin, Bracer, and Chemistry. And then you actually can kill the Tarkans when they're still in the castle age. Tasty also living life on the edge, not repairing that TC. Thinks he's safe with his walls again, doesn't want to spend the resources. T90 mining camp? I don't think T90 places mining camps like that. Farms, sure, but mining camps? There is Squires for Javesty. A few Vills from the middle will head over to the Woodline, and we'll have Elite Iron Pagoda there for Tasty. So he's doing his lead upgrade. He's doing a forward castle now. And unless the Tarkans can jump that before too many Vills start, that castle's gonna go up. Too big of an army there, that won't be denied. And woe is me, bro. Thank you for the follow. May all your woes disappear with the loveliness of a Sudden Disaster game. So archery ranges as we have a Cav Archer transition from Javesty. He is nowhere close to going to Imp in terms of his resources. He has at least crossed 100 Vills. And a 3 TCs to 2. He still does have a TC lead. But I think the Trebs are going to start popping for Tasty. He already has Siege Engineers. And then the TC should go down pretty easily. Oh yeah, wrong tournament icon. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. There we are. Fix that. The wrong clown icon. Fix that on my other overlay. Forgot to get it for this one. So the Treb now will go for the castle first or the TC? I guess you go for the castle here. But there is still a chance for the Tarkans. They need iron casting. They're not doing their full damage. TCs have what, 6 melee armor? Yeah, so iron casting will give them extra attack against the TC then. Javesty. Masonry for his castle for more HP. Tasty hasn't noticed this. Tasty has not noticed this yet. Now he's garrisoning Will this TC go down? The village is going to repair. The village is going to repair. He needs to make sure he's right-clicking properly. I think this TC goes down. I think it goes down. It's close. The Tarkins are dying. He's repairing 40 HP, but he loses the TC. He loses the TC, and Javesty still has a chance in this game, as Tasty really needs to repair this middle TC. Anything can go wrong now. A Vil opening a gate. The Tarkins run in and snipe the TC. It's not over. Tasty still has a ways to go. Some more Tarkins snipe off a Treb. If some sneaky petards could come from this castle and open the walls again, Javesty just might be able to do it. Yeah, and exactly. Snipe the Trebs with the random Tarkins. That one's down to 27 HP. And I think there's a Repairville. Yeah, there's some Repairvilles there. So this TC being sniped. Once a couple of Trebs come out, it's really tricky to stop TCs from going down. And where are the petards? Okay, it's petards. Oh, but they're from this castle. That's not the sneaky castle. Run around with the Tarkins. Still having a chance to snipe the TC. Tasty is at 200 pop. He's maxed out. And some Cav Archers too. They won't snipe the TC. He needs to get more Tarkins. Everything I think comes down to this castle now. He can get another good group of 10 Tarkins maybe? How many do you need to take a TC? 10 Tarkins, then go for the stone wall. As this castle now will crumble. And so TC down for Javesty. 1 to 2. And some Cav Archers here. I mean, the Iron Pagodas have 7 Pierce Armor, so the Cav Archers will do 1 damage to them. Yeah, Castle Age Cav Archers will do nothing. Tarkins will do almost nothing. Oh, he's not going to go for a Tarkin snipe. He's going to go for a Petard snipe. Ooh, okay. This relies on his being sneaky. If he can get the Petards to the wall, 2 to get through the wall, 5 to take a TC, the TC is being repaired. So he will need at least 7 Petards, and if a single one goes down to a stray Iron Pagoda, that's it. Tarkins, I think, are a bit more resilient, as Trebs will go for the next TC. And I guess we do have our answer that Trebs, yes, from the outside, they can snipe the town center. We'll need to test that with the wall distance and make sure that's consistent. But yes, Trebs can go for the TC. No attempted repairs from Javesty, and he's down now to his final TC. Yeah, maybe he can distract with Tarkins. Maybe he's gonna need more Tarkins for a distraction. He'll need to aggro everything here and run past it, then go in with the Petards. Yeah, Trebs with Siege Engineer. We'll have to check that, because then players will need to check that themselves and make sure they know they need Siege Engineers for the map. You just want it to be kind of consistent. Well, the Petards could destroy that castle foundation. Wait, one Petard and the castle's destroyed. He deletes it. He's prepared to delete. The Petards might need to snipe the Trebs now, as they go forward. Now, where are the Iron Pagodas? They could snipe this off. Teutonic Healing Fortress! Thank you very much for the raid. I think that's what players need to build around their TCs in Sudden Disaster. Oh no, all the Grenadiers explode the Petards! And I think that was the last hope for Javesty. He came close. This TC got down to 300 HP. Oh, he can maybe destroy a castle. Oh, no. Tasty's paying attention. He is paying attention. He is not going to lose a castle to a stray Petard. Maybe he'll lose it to his own Grenadiers. Oh, wait, will he? Will he? And, oh, close, down to around 100. So, hello, everyone. We are testing some maps for Sudden Disaster. This is a 3TC map, so you have to lose all 3 TCs. Javesty has sniped 2 with Tarkins and almost got a 3rd. But now he's pretty far behind his Imperial Age opponent. And we're just waiting for the Treb shots to destroy the final TC. It is a disaster, yes. So the Trebs could just go for the TC. Castle Fire is pierce damage, so Trebs with 150 pierce armor really don't care too much about it. You can sit under castles to go for TCs. And Iron Pagodas. Yeah, 3 Trebs, you have to send a lot of hills to repair. 1 or 2, you can still kind of repair the TC. But there's a GG from Javesty, as they'll give us a nice Treb shot. He'll lose that TC. And that'll be game number 1. And goodbye, TC. Tasty takes game number 1. Get my scoreboard set up. 2 scoreboards to click. There we go. Tasty there. We'll have 309 kills. Do we see how the early Tarkin play got some damage in? But Tasty got too many raids himself. Javesty let his Vils get killed. So GG there. That is a disaster. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm going to try to get ads out of the way between the games, so apologies for the ads. And that draft has nothing to do with this. Sorry about that. I need to remember to hit my hotkeys properly. And hopefully they'll go 0 spec delay for the rest of it. DC? I think that's still cold. Okay, the next map will be Monkey Island. Let me set this up. Alright, so this is, once again, I pressed the wrong hotkey. Another game from our map, or another map from our map contest. And there are some lovely monkeys out here around these pagan shrines. Oh, there is an X icon for the pagan shrine in Capture Age. That is lovely. It has an icon in game. This is a campaign thing. Alright, let me just check that in game. It has an icon in game. It's a tree icon. Interesting. We'll need Bozzy to fix that for us. I can tag him. There you go. Alright, so these things, you want to capture them, because, yes, they are surrounded by monkeys, but even more importantly, they can train petards. So there are 4 of them on the map. It also has less pierce armor than it has melee. It can't be destroyed, right? I don't think it can be destroyed. What are these? Peacocks. Oh, yeah. These are one of the animals that I didn't use in the Brazil maps, because they're not native to Brazil. But yeah, they're peacocks now. We'll see some of these on the maps. Yeah, and there are also some tapirs out here, some rock terrain, so you can't build there. But, oh boy. 4 of them scattered around. And yes, as our base writes, this is a petard map. There are these pagan shrines. Every time you capture one, you can use it to train petards. So I think this is going to be crazy, with players fighting over petard production, and then trying to go from snipes from multiple different directions. Also, there are these beautiful trees mixed in here. What do we have? Rainforest trees, Asian maple trees, and peach blossom trees. These are the autumn Asian maple trees. All very colorful. And Brazil wood trees. Brazil wood. Does that fit the... I mean, there are tapirs here. We'll need to do a check that all the trees actually fit together in a location for the map. But this should be pretty good. Trebs one-shotting castles with Catapulta. I didn't see that game. That looks like a fun one, though. Looks like a surprise panda. Yeah, we'll need to make sure we use panda rocks on some of the maps. So the tapirs here will be killed. And underneath the TC, Javesty going for a nice tapir lure, grabbing some of the neutral ones. And you will have a pagan shrine. I don't know if Capture Age treats the pagan shrines properly in terms of showing us any queued petards. Maybe players aren't queuing petards yet. But we're ready to see some petard snipe TCs. I love the map's concept. Hello, Jafar. Can we see the tree circle? Yeah, you want to see... Oh, with large trees? I can't swap that in-game. I can remind me. I can turn off my mod and show it in between games. That'll look pretty. Do the pagan shrines shine? They're a beacon of light in the night. Oh, we should assign... Can we assign the hero glow to a building? That'd be cool. And then you go to the night theme, but then, like, light them up. I guess Capture Age doesn't show the map lighting. I remember Lewis speaking highly of me for being a good admin. That's good. Hopefully he's excited to sign up for Sudden Disaster, too. Because he was the champion last time. Lose your TC and you're dead, Mouse Puddles. Lose your TC and you're dead. You can't build more TCs, and as soon as it's gone, that's it. Now, it's not nighttime for the players. It's not. And you can't, like, force a nighttime map, because you can always go to the settings and turn map lighting off. But there are new weather settings you can select in DE. There are map colors and now watercolor options. So you can make it look extra stormy. Oh, this is the new water with reeds in the bottom from the Brazil DLC. Also the flamingos. Some of the new birds have squares in their selection boxes instead of circles. That's one of the things we notice in Capture Age. So some militia here, as petards are trained for Javesty. And I don't know if we can maybe limit petards to feudal onwards, or if they're fine in the Dark Age. I don't know how this works, but it's going to be super expensive to go for petards in the Dark Age. But it's only one to get through a wall, but you're going to need another one to get through the house that's behind it, so that's just kind of a waste of petard. And nice quick walling from Tasty as the militia push forward. Are birds buildings? Not as far as I'm aware. Yeah, so great job from Tasty, on point with his quick walls, stopping the petards. And right now it's just wasted eco in the Dark Age. And Tasty himself, if he wanted to do something sneaky, has some vills going forward for Javesty. Where's he going? Is he pathing? Did he win to go forward and then path to the edge of the wall? I don't know. He's kind of got an inner wall up. The militia are going through the houses. Are the monkeys aggressive? Nope, they're just there to look pretty. No Furious the Monkey Boys. This isn't... What was Smarthy's old map with the monkeys? Oh, Harambe's Jungle. Oh, that was a fun map. Yeah, I'm guessing the 150% is that probably changed the trading time from the shrines. And here comes another petard. And oh, not walling it out in time. But now, what are militia going to do against the TC? They're going to be trapped. They're walled inside. They're going to be quick walled. Up in the Ville will just run out the gate. And be like, hello, militia, please leave. They do stay inside. The house didn't have much HP on it. Can this Ville wall himself? We'll have a watchtower up for Tasty, as the TC will deal with the militias now. And no more petards. Oh, actually, they just don't show up at the top in Capture Age. We do have another petard, then, in the queue for Javesty. Alright, so Capture Age isn't showing that. Okay. Alright, so the militia is still trying to break in. They still cost resources, yes. A list of all the pros who are signing up. That will be great to have, but we are going to probably open the signups next week. So once we open the signups, we will have that list. They'll even be hooked into the Discord server for the event. You can go there. There'll be a channel where everyone who fills out the sign-up form will be logged, so you can see everyone who joins. This event is still over a month away, so we're still in our preparation phases. So the wall is down, and now 6 militia are in. 6 militia that can do what? Now, Tasty needs some wood somewhere. He has wood in the back that looks safe. Yeah, he's got a full Goth Dark Age. Honestly, double barracks? Let's go. Double barracks, full petard, militia. Tasty need. Oh, is he trying to fast castle? Well, if he gets to the castle age, he should be able to just go crossbow and then win. I mean, is he gonna try to go organ guns? How many for a TC? 5. I was able to make petards from the pagan shrines. From the pagan shrines. Okay, TC takes down a few militia. And maybe if he cuts off wood access. You do have wood access in the back. It is outside of your walls, though, so you do have to do a bit of walling yourself. It's a bit tricky to keep it safe. Militia, they've done a lot of damage to that market. Remember, Goths have, let's see, attack bonus against buildings, but that starts in feudal. And Castle Age is clicked for Tasty. But 2 more petards are here. And the 3 petards are here. A 4th is on the way. And Javesty is really close to being able to go straight for that TC. Anarchy and militia only. Or no, Anarchy is Huskarls, right? It's Perfusion, that's the speed. So he'll need a 6th petard if he wants to go through the gate. If he just goes through the wall, he could do it. That's 4 petards. He has 5. 5 petards. That's a militia. 5 petards. That's all he needs. Maybe he needs a 6th if he's worried about the TC shooting it down. But he could go now. He could go now. He's housed, so he's housed and can't train petards. He needs houses. He needs to delete vills so he can have pop space for petards. You get the 2 techs perfused. Oh, wait. What? Is he going to go instead for the market? Okay, he's thinking here. I don't think he's thinking the right thoughts, though. There's a stone wall behind that. And the market, well, that'll be destroyed. That was a lot of petards when he could have just gone for the TC. Oh, I think he should have just gone for the TC there. He had 6 petards. He could have gone for it. So the market's repaired even. So that was just a complete waste. So the market doesn't go down. Markets take lots of petards. Remember, they have a lot of HP. So now the walls in the Castle Age take 2 petards to go through. We'll have a castle, but north of the TC, not south of the TC. Seems like a good play if it weren't Sudden Disaster. 5 petards. How many militia? 13. Does the castle? The castle's gonna need fletching, because it doesn't really protect the TC right here. From the south. The Javesty hasn't seen the castle. Go for an outpost in the middle. You just blow petard so you can make more. That's the way to go. So 17 militia. So 8 petards now. I think all that Javesty needs to do now is right-click the militia back here to take some castle fire, and then right-click the TC with the petards. He's got 7 petards with 2 more on the way, and he's going for it. He has an organ gun. The vills, I don't even know what you do now. They're trying to quick wall, but I mean, there's farms there. You gotta delete the farms, and here come the petards. And this TC will go down. And we're tied 1-1. Alright, full Dark Age Goth Militia with petards. Tasty tried to fast castle, but he only got 1 organ gun. Or 2 organ guns. If he had maybe 4 or 5, then he could probably kill the petards quickly enough. But no. Dark Age petards from the shrines. Alright. I think that worked. I'm liking this. Of course, the petards, like their training time, their cost, we can rebalance that a bit. If that feels too strong, we'll play a few more games here. But I liked how this map worked. Now 4 shrines. And each player kind of has 1 for petard production. And I guess it'll be hard to control all 4, although Javesty did. And right for the TC. Lovely. Need to limit them to feudal? Maybe. Maybe. Full petard word in Dark Age? Is that a bad thing? That might be a good thing. So 2 organ guns, 15 to 5 KD. You can see the petards hitting the TC at the end. But Javesty played the map to win the map. You need to use the stone on walls, or he could have walled himself more. I was writing some notes for our admin chat. So that ties it up 1-1. And up once again, I changed my scene with the wrong hotkey. There we go. I'm going to do that every single game. Alright, that was awesome. And also, hello, race car driver. Hi, man, I'm Bob. Noob Netrum, unknown username. Everyone on YouTube, hello, hello, hello. And also, thank you again, Matt Adder, for the sub. Do Goths get stone walls? No. Maybe a second layer of walls? That could be interesting if we put maybe 2 tiles back, a layer of palisade walls on the inside. And let's see. I'll just find this on the dashboard. If they're not in the lobby, though. Oh, there we go. We got a code. Thanks for the great streams. Well, thanks for watching. Appreciate the support we're getting. Reverse Arena. We did have Reverse Arena in a match once. That was in Heaven and Hell. That was a weird map. And okay, so the next map will be Mountain Forward. So this map, we might need to clean up a bit, but interesting concepts. Let me get this. Will be Magyars against Burmese. So another map from our map scripting competition. This one submitted by Hi. H-A-I. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong. But it's Mountain Forward. So kind of a twist on the wall. I think we're probably going to get rid of the kings. It doesn't need to be regicide, unless they're maybe exploding kings. But you have 2 sides that are separated by these walls. And you have basically a forward castle? It's a wooden fort. I don't know exactly what that does. But you have a TC and a wooden fort that are forward, as there are fort walls here and fort gates protecting the player down here. So you have a forward position where you're able to attack one of your enemy's TCs. I'm wondering if we even need a TC here, or if maybe this should just be you have the forward and you're kind of racing to attack. Are these forts edited? I have no idea. I have no idea. Breaking the fort wall, breaking the 4th wall. I don't think I want petards breaking the 4th wall. Like weaker castles, but garrison 30. They do garrison 30. Capture age. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the bottom row gets cut off. The bottom row gets cut off down there in the area capture age, where your cursor turns into a normal mouse cursor. They get cut off. Yep, and you do have to destroy both town centers. This is another multi-TC map. We have 3 multi-TC maps in the show match today. And I think one of them, though, later on when we get to it, we're going to turn into just a 1 TC map. Is it Regicide 2? Right now, I believe it is. but I think we're gonna undo that for the future. Just make it sudden death. A lot of testing we're gonna need to do to get the right balance for these. Figure out the right set of gimmicks, so that each map has a clear thing that you focus on, and it's not a bunch of just like random things thrown together. But we really like this idea of you kind of have the map separated, and you can join each other. You can go through the walls to hit the rather exposed TC that's out there by itself. Maybe that's something we could do. We could start with maybe like a castle on a hill. I don't know if the wooden fort can do unique units, but then have another TC that's exposed. So you have a great position for attacking someone, but then also could go through the walls to hit the exposed TC. And oh, that's a boar lore. Hello, Tasty. I was gonna do a mill to take that Tasty boar. Can you make unique units? We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna figure that out. There was one map we didn't use it, but it was an interesting concept. That it used a fort building as a town center and combined basically a castle and TC together. So you could train unique units from it. But in doing so, you are giving up production time, so you're not training villagers. So you could either do vills or units. And boars here go down. Yeah, and like I said, the kings were just there in the map, still open to being changed. So, interesting that Tasty is chopping forward on Javisty's woodline. Javesty will be up first to feudal. Also, Magyars in Burmese, not your typical multi-TC civs. Huns, Lithuanians, Bengalis, usually what we see. These are unique unit-focused civs. So I wonder if they actually tested the map and saw that they could train units from the castles. Get the Nook of Hunt? I guess so. There are a couple of boars and things over here. There's still going to be some room for maybe evening this out. The river is a bit windy, so we can maybe tone down the pure number of palisade walls so we don't have so many waving flags. Maybe not have them run up directly against the fort walls. Definitely some adjustments we can do. This is maybe a spot for the trigonometry code I have to do a nice sign. A nice sinusoidal function defining lands for the river. So, market and the blacksmith there. So, fast castle from Javesty. No surprise on a 2 TC map when you're mostly walled. Stone being taken down here. Yeah, that could be something to try. TC over here. Castle/fort or whatever up here. And then gives you a prime position to attack here, but you could also go through the walls. Do they have bonus against buildings? No, they don't. They have bonus against siege, but not against buildings. They're anti-siege. But they're also just strong themselves. And on the opposite side of its start? I mean, I think it does. I think it stretches the whole map. But yeah, that is a good point. Here, having the wall go right up against the fort wall does basically just give Javesty a nice extra little pocket with a relic. So wheelbarrow on the way for Tasty. As he's going for stone. Going for a lot of stone. I wonder if you could fast imp on this. Ah, you mean like the ends both point to the top. Yeah, okay. That's for sure something we can adjust. Maybe add a bit of randomness if we do a sinusoidal function. Yeah, it's 3-2 on pockets. So, forward castle drop from Tasty, as though this forward weren't enough already. Oh, can the chat be lower? Yes, it can be. That's me using the wrong scene. Thank you. Let me go, change my OBS hotkeys real quick. I had hotkeys set up to swap to my 3v3 overlay. There. So the castle will not be offensive for Tasty, it'll be defensive. Instead, it'll be a monk rush, double monastery workshop forward, and we'll have a castle going up here from Tasty. Now, a Rambai to defend against Magyar Hussars. Now, no units being trained from the fort, so I guess you can't. Maybe that should just be a normal castle for the future, and we can maybe limit stones somehow. Why does he have one big crown? I do not know. Maybe they're just bigger when they're outside versus garrisoned, as his crown isn't in the TC. That's more like, oh no, the king is vulnerable running around and not garrisoned. So you gotta have it bigger on the minimap. I can see that. So Imperial Age clicked immediately for Tasty. Oh, Javasty is gonna try to break through the wall. I'll try to get forward. Some gold still is being mined from Tasty. As small as garrisoned? Alright. And so in the north, a few monks coming out. King's still in the castle. No siege though, just pure imp. The Burmese will have access to chemistry plus bombard cannon. And Timo, thank you very much for the raid. Hope you're excited for the Rage Forest finals this weekend. So we'll have the Magyar Hussars just about ready to break through the wall. And, wait, what happened there? Is there another wall beneath the wall? Oh, okay, that's maybe a 2TC bug. Okay, yeah, there might just be double walls? Yeah, okay, that's on the list of stuff we need to fix. We're in RF6, no worries. There's some confidence there. There's some confidence there. So some Arambai here. Yes. Alright. I will need to fix the double walls. Yeah, okay, so watch this. I'm going to zoom in. Can I zoom in here? I've selected 12 walls there. Oh, petards get through them all the same. That's fine. But yeah, when you have two TCs, I think what happened is the map said to spawn walls, and it spawned them around both TCs, but there's probably no... But walls are, like, they're just weird, and they spawn weird. And I think they... Oh, wait, how did this TC go down? Oh, there are rams here. There are double ram push here from Javasty, double ram push here, and he's going for the wooden fort. I don't think Tasty has properly noticed this. He has some pikemen out. He had triple monastery monks, and he wasn't ready for the rams. I wasn't ready for the rams. I was looking at the wall not breaking. And the Arambai now in this castle gonna take down some of the Magyar Hussars. That defensive castle certainly is helping. And I don't see a quick way to go straight for the TC, but Javasty is making some petards. You don't think so? I'm just saying that's a lot of confidence. That's a lot of confidence from Timo. So this wooden fort is destroyed. So now that the TC is down, no more vills in this area. But Tasty still can go for a ram push, however Javasty is prepared with some defensive mangonels. 4 mangonels for him. And trebuchets will be popping out of the castle for Tasty. As vills go to repair the castle for Javasty, and he's preparing for another ram push with more petards and more Magyar Hussars. One wall probably won't be enough, Bro, the Burmese do have access to fortified wall. And that actually helps quite a bit against petards. One extra petard per layer of wall to break through. And lots of monks, lots of rams. Do we have block printing and redemption? Yes. So that mangonel defense will be useless up here. And Tasty's ready to push this TC. Treb's taking out this castle still, but it's amassing more and more petards. Javsty has to be careful he doesn't overly make petards. And I think right now that Tasty needs some more Arambais. He has 4 Trebs, and that's enough to take... Here are 3 Trebs, that's enough to take down the castle. Here come the Rams. Here come the Rams. Here come Magyar Hussars. And I think he's gonna do this right now. Monks are converting mangonels. If he's not paying attention, that'll be 4 converted mangonels, but it won't matter because the petards are on their way to the town center. The wall is down. The Rams are behind them. A quick wall from Tasty. Javesty, he's worried about his mangonels and his TC. This push is coming in, but that's okay. He has another TC still. He can lose his initial TC. There go the petards, and there goes the TC. And now Javesty will grab another win, go up 2-1. We'll look at that lovely TC going down. I think there's one thing that we need to do, which is going to seem kind of ironic, but we need to use random map instead of the sudden death game mode, because I think we can set it up so that the players are defeated after the TC fully collapses. And then we'll see the destruction animation, and then we'll see the player who wins. So, Tasty had a nice strat for destroying this TC, but the Magyar Hussars are way too strong. Perfectly balanced with 0 exploits. Will help Javesty apply some pressure. And a huge ram push with the Magyars. You don't think of Magyars as having good siege. JonSlow, thank you very much for the raid. Thank you so much. And we will be here continuing with this show match. And just admiring this destroyed TC. Put in a bigger explosion that spreads through half the map. Ooh. Destroyed TCs are a different unit. It's if you do the guard state, the effect triggers when the death animation of the unit finishes. So if a unit is dying, you can have different setups based on if it has... as soon as it drops below 1 HP and starts dying, versus when the death animation finishes and is completely dead, which can have impacts for that old bug where you could garrison dead units and heal them while they were in their death animation, if the game was a bit laggy. So usually you wanted the death animation to finish, but yeah, I think it'd be nice if we did that here. When does it start? Signups should be opening next week. We're still in the map testing phase, and the event itself is in October to November. So just get ad between the games and wait for them to start the next one. And again, if you're on YouTube, let me know what the quality looks like. I did decrease the bitrate just a bit to try to stabilize some internet stuff. So the next map will be by death counter. This will be Holy Hollow. Capture age, don't update. Okay, that scared me. It said checking for update. They're playing these games without a spec delay, so they're going right from one to the other. Right, so this map is by death counter. It's called Holy Hollow. And again, I'll get the alternate names on the overlay too, once we finalize the map pool. So, we will have Javesty as the Spanish to the north, Tasty as the Vietnamese to the south, and there are a few gunpowder barrels, you'll see them, through the forest. And what happens here is when you destroy the gunpowder barrels, you open a passage through the forest to the middle. So it might look like, oh, it's a very closed map, you wall the sides and you're safe, but no. You just destroy the barrels and you get to the middle. Is there an order? I don't think so, Death Counter. I think Rapture told the players to do something and they're just doing it. Honestly, don't have the most insight into it myself. I should have read the channel more. I was working on the handbook instead of reading the channel. So this is... Ooh, these are interesting. Yeah, like mini monasteries. That's a fun building. But yeah, Holy Hollow in the middle of the map. Here is the holy part of the name. We have, what here, 4 relics. And then, what is it, 6 total, so there's another couple on the sides. And yeah, barrels that you destroy to get to the middle. Ministries. Dead monks all have the same facet. Oh yeah, they do. Could we use maybe like different dead monks now that we have a bunch of monk graphics? And if we can't change the facet, maybe you could use set facet and randomize it. If we can't change the facet, could we just change what the dead graphics are? I guess these ones fit the ministry, as you say, the mini monastery. I mean, the only thing I was thinking of is that we might want to have, instead of just 1 passage of barrels, maybe 2, maybe 3 passages. So you have a few different ways to break to the middle. Should, but we didn't set a facet at the first place, so it should be random. Interesting. I just need to generate a random number then for a facet. Yeah, and also we have time. We can make the maps a bit prettier too. Like we can partially look at every single item of scenery and decide what to add or what to remove. Yeah, also, yeah, the reeds. Yeah, this map also has a bunch of different themes, which is nice. And that'll be Feudal Age for Tasty. So he's up first, Loom for Javesty not too far behind. Some very standard hamster gameplay. This was one of the maps that we think the hamsters will enjoy. Less clowny. And I think you can play more standard-ish. And I just have no idea how quickly players will try to break through the middle. As you can get nice raids on the wood lines. And I guess the gunpowder kegs can harm your vills, too, on the wood lines. Have a barracks up for Tasty, as this deer is getting pushed into the TC. And might just be a scouts opening then. I suppose there is room to FC, but it looks like it'll be a militia here from Javesty. Oh, okay, he's going to weaken his own gunpowder keg. How is he going to destroy it, though? So, up 95, just with his militia. Okay, so 95 minus 55. We can change the shown attack, I think, on the barrels. So it doesn't show that. An unused armor 6. Oh, that's how you attack the trees, then. You do damage to the trees. Nice. Because they have 0 base armor. So they'll take damage from anything, and that'll damage them. And it won't damage anything else, because everything else should have 10,000 base armor. Right. Okay. So don't put the vills near the gunpowder keg. Wait. Javesty. That was almost a complete tragedy, but it was perfectly calculated, as all of his vills now have 1 HP left. He'll have exactly 1 HP. And he will stonewall forward. Perfectly calculated. He planned that. He planned that, so all the vills would survive. Oh, that is brilliant. So they're going to need a monk now to heal themselves. They're going to need... Oh, wait, I think the explosion removed the dead monk? Did it remove the dead monk corpse? There's something there that's still... Oh, the wolf was killed by the gunpowder. Yeah, it looks like the explosions removed the dead monks. Interesting. Yeah, and he's sending a higher HP vill forward. So, yeah, they'll need to either be healed or retire to life on a farm. He's gonna try to wall up the middle, too. Interesting. So, destroying everything himself, walling up, taking advantage of the walls. We'll have a few scouts out now for Tasty, chasing down Javisty's scout. And it'll just be a spear in the middle. Oh, so barrels destroy other barrels. You gave them that armor class. Okay, yeah, okay, makes sense. Yeah, I guess, now I gotta think, I didn't put any barrels near the forests on Festa. But I guess they would destroy trees, too, because of the base armor thing. I don't know if they're set up to damage them or not. You might have to change some of the other attributes so they can attack forests. Clean up a dead monk the same way as a beached whale. Yeah, one of the maps submitted was called Whale Disaster, where it reskinned gunpowder kegs to use the beach whales and made the whales explode. Bada bing, bada boom. Be cool if Vils could pick up barrels and move them. Oh, that'd actually be sick if you could train barrels, but then you had to position them. Like saboteurs, but you didn't, like, sacrifice the petard guy. You just had to position them with Vils if they could pick up and carry the barrels. That'd be sick, actually. Oh, there are foxes scattered. Yeah, it might be good to make the scattering of foxes consistent. Either have it or not. More farms for Javisty. Look, carrying a barrel disguised as a relic. That's true, we already can pick up and put down barrels. I mean, relics. You do the same with barrels. You could make some type of mine that you position, and then you have to select it and press delete. And it'll explode. So, Tasty not really getting much in the way of Vil kills from the scouts, but he did force a lot of walling. And Javisty is just going to try to play in the middle. Hasn't grabbed all the relics yet. And I think Tasty might even make it up to the next stage faster. Now, Conquistadors are quite strong. Rattan Archer is one of the units that's less bad at fighting them compared to other units. I have Castle Age on the way now for Javisty. Until place his walls. Just have to pressurize the Emperor in a barrel from Barbarossa. Yeah, so some ranges here from Tasty. More walls going up for him at the front, too. As the stone will be just about finished here. Have to be careful about over-mining. You get a couple more tiles of palisade diagonally on the other side of the stone if you want to be a bit safer. Yeah, he can certainly forward castle right here. And then go for the TC. Tasty not on stone, so he could just go skirm against the conks, but that opens him up to a mangonel push along with the conks. And a unique trade card. Well, the trade cards all have their own graphics now, so I think hopefully that satiates them. There are already trade bonuses, and maybe that could be cool if, like, trade just had a unique trade cart to show that it looks special and had a bonus. But they're team bonuses now, so I guess that doesn't quite work out. I mean, he can delete the walls and go more forward for the castle. So Tasty will bring his scouts back. And the problem is, those vills are weak. Those vills are all very weak. And I think Tasty is perhaps aware of the castle's incoming location. And as the walls are deleted, the scouts are right there, and Javesty is not going to delete. He's realizing just how bad of an idea it would be to go forward with all those weak vills. He'll build and delete his own castle, and now have to gather more stone for another castle. As the scouts run back, try to delete the walls to go a bit more forward. And he'll wall that in. So some skirmishers are out, though, and skirmishers will be deadly to the 1 HP villagers. If he finds and targets the right ones. Where are they? There's a few 1 HP ones. There's still 4 more vills with 1 HP. He just needs to right-click. He might not realize this, though, if he didn't see the vills damaged by the explosion. So that should be a good 6 or 7 vills dead here if he targets properly. The castle's going up. Remember, the Spanish do build faster, and he's not quite hitting the low HP vills. Bodkin and Elite Skirm are in now, but he has to fall back from the castle. And it's going to be petards, not conquistadors, but petards for Javesty, as he'll go forward lumber camp. And Tasty was not targeting there the way he needed to. I think he simply wasn't aware that all the vills were injured. Because remember, he didn't see that. That was Javesty doing it to himself earlier. And Tasty wasn't aware. He wasn't clicking all the vills. Remember, you have to click each vill individually to see the low HP. And he might have just thought, no way Javesty sends 5 1 HP vills to do a castle. And now he still has stone, but not enough for another forward castle. So I like that setup. You have to venture forward for more stone. Or at least away from the immediate safety of your TC. And we'll go for a castle forward. I'm not a castle, a tower forward. With more petards on the way to try to break through the wall. And remember, it is 5 petards to destroy a town center. So if you do 5 and you lose 1 on the way, the TC will remain standing. So more vills go down. Right now, that is a 6 villager loss for Javesty. This will now be 5 petards. I'll garrison in the tower. And more petards on the way. Can skirmishers stop petards? They will have ballistics. And I think Tasty might still be concerned about conquistadors, when petards are what he really needs to worry about. I feel like they aren't aware yet how aggressive and all into play. Maybe not on this map. Maybe if we moved the town centers slightly closer to the woodline? Because here we see how Tasty has his own layer of walls. Maybe if they were closer, the walls wouldn't provide you as much protection. And now some light cav raids in the back. They're going to run into some spears, though. And Javesty's still fully walled from behind, so the light cav won't be able to get in. And here come the petards. Now the skirms need to pick them off. They need to pick off petards. Here's a mangonel. How many can they stop? Can they stop one more petard? And just not in time. Just not in time. The 5th petard stands, gets to the TC. And Tasty, not prepared. He was worried about conquistadors. He wasn't ready for petards. So, Javesty, it didn't lose his bills, got the castle forward, went forward with the petards, and he'll pick up another win as he just manages to destroy that TC. Tasty was really close to stopping that. He just wasn't quite prepared with the skirmishers in time. He had 20 of them. That was enough to snipe the petards if he were on point with the micro. But that was so fast. That was so sudden. That was a sudden disaster. And thank you, Rage Delicard, for the follow. And wait, I have a stats setup. I have a score scene. Yeah, there we go. I can swap to the score scene. So that's 11 kills from Tasty. And more eco, but also more disaster. Not going to be so dirty and so clean at the same time. Well, that's how this works. Let's see if they give me their... Up, and once again, I forgot. We don't have a draft. I need to go to my not draft hotkey. Apparently some tech trees for the DLC have been leaked. Or released? Leaked or released? I didn't see if maybe they're official. Let's see what's... lobby code. That's the last lobby code. Boner Fox. And we now know how many retards it takes to change a light bulb. Okay, they're in their lobby. Yeah, YouTube is giving me constant stream bitrate is low warnings. Hello, Zeba Zeba. TC wasn't dead. His TC was dead. Oh, and the next map will be Toad IG. The next map is Toad IG. This is a beautiful map with a bit of a twist. So if you know what Toad IG is, it is the Japanese wonder. Oh, okay. They're gonna restart though, because they forgot the Kumans can't do 2 TCs. So this is just a fun show match. They're gonna do a quick restart for us. Which map isn't beautiful? Salt Marsh, probably. Yeah, so Toad IG is going to have a wonder and a town center, and you have to keep both of them standing. So we saw Karak earlier as our first map. We started with 3 town centers, and all of them had to be destroyed. And the same with Mountain Forward. So this is an or. If you lose either the TC or the wonder, or both, then you're defeated. I guess it's possible to lose both at the same game tick. Alright, so in the lobby again. Getting ready once more. I don't know how many petards for a wonder, and also we have the ability to adjust the HP of the wonder if we feel it gets destroyed too quickly or too slowly. So that's a question that might not have a completely definitive answer. Do building HP upgrades affect the wonder? Yes. Yes, they do. And the Byzantines bonus should give you more wonder HP too. So stuff like that should be affecting the wonder. And here we go into Todai G. And we'll see, if not the Kumans, what TC they go for. What TC they go for. What Civ they go for. And here we are. So this is a lovely map by Marintho and Rapture. We have Javasti over here, the west, as the Armenians, and then Tasty to the east as the Mapuche. There's a lot of rock terrain here. In the past, this rock terrain was meant to prevent douching, because when we first tried the map, it wasn't sudden death. And people eventually realized that the way to win was to douche between the enemy TC and the wonder, and then you could destroy the walls and destroy the wonder faster than they could react to the douche, because the wonder would then be trapped in here, and there was no way you could get Vils over to repair it. So maybe it's still nice that you can't do one large segment of walls right from the wonder to your own base. But yeah, for now it is rocked off. Maybe we could do some road terrain through here a bit differently. We'll have to see. When you do terrain replacements with connection generation, you can't replace stuff, so you can maybe still do a bit more work on the map. Yeah, in the original version, it wasn't sudden death. But now it is sudden death. And you have 2 areas you need to defend. The Wonder, 4,800 HP. More HP than the town center. But also, you'll have more vills around the town center, because that's where you make your vills. So there are 3 relics in the middle. In each corner, there are some shorefish and some foxes. Yeah, so the petards need more to destroy a wonder. Well, you need more petards to destroy a wonder than you do to destroy a castle because of the different bonus attacks. But here it's usually trebs that go for the wonder. Or Khmer Ballista Elephant cuts with rams, those can work too. So I don't know why you'd go Mapuche here. But training skirms and spears from settlements may be useful if you have settlements out here. Your stone is by the wonder. You don't have stone in your home base, only by the wonder. Your gold's by your TC. One of those ancient recipe maps where you're supposed to pick Indians for the shorefish. You can go back in time and add the Indians again? Maybe. So, settlement between 2 stone mines and on some deer. You can see where they put their castles? What do you mean? Yeah, that is a bit of a weird settlement. Remember, these are wonders, not castles. Not castles. And it says, defend the wonder. It is named Defend the Wonder. You can take objects in the game and replace their names with other names that exist in the game. And Defend the Wonder is a game mode. So they took the word wonder and replaced it with Defend the Wonder to remind you that you need to keep it alive. That you need the wonder alive. See where they put their castles. Enemy castles are revealed. Oh, okay. I completely forgot that was a bonus they had. But okay, enemy castles are revealed on the map. Interesting. Settlements might be too big. I think they fit pretty well. But yeah, that's true. I guess you could say the same for the poles. Can't really fit a folvark up here. But there are enough civs in the game. I don't think you need them. I actually don't know. Do we have a release date for the DLC? I'm wondering if the DLC is going to come out during the middle of Sudden Disaster. It'd honestly be crazy if we had a DLC finals that were on a different balance than the rest of the tournament. Wait, September 22nd? Really? Wait, what? Is that early? What? I thought it was November. Okay, So this will be the first tournament. Oh, wait, we need to use DLC stuff in the maps then. Wait, wow. Okay, right. where are the admins? We'll need to have a Viking-themed map. Oh gosh, we're not gonna have any water, though. Yeah, we need a Nordic-themed map. Okay, emergency, we need a new map theme. Right. Alright, let me write a quick admin message. Apparently the DLC is coming out on September 22nd, right before Sudden Disaster. We'll need to have a map with the new assets in it somehow. 11. Nobody put in Copenhagen. I guess that fits thematically. I mean, that might even be an interesting sudden death map if you have the water used for transport ships. But we really don't want to have a water map. Midgard from AOM? I know I've played that. I forget what it looks like. Is that a good AOM map? Would it work for a sudden disaster? I mean, we could just make Arena and hideout Viking themed. Like the idea of Copenhagen. Finland with enemy roaming units. Alright, so there's Tasty up to the feudal age. With a Champy Scout, Market Blacksmith for him, so he'll be doing a fast castle. Market Blacksmith also for Javesty, as he's up to the castle age. Armenians, they can do fortified churches, so nice for maybe gaining a bit of map control here, or also simply for grabbing the relics in the middle. I mean, no more characters and map names that require me running a script to change the zip file bits to have them work properly due to the file encoding that changes when I upload to the map center. We can DE not supporting Unicode. I'm using single byte ASCII characters for map names from here on out. Yeah, you can put umlauts or accent marks or any diacritic marks you want when you're editing a map yourself in your own game files. But then when you upload it to the mod center, it's no longer using Unicode. So you need to use the segment of Unicode and Windows 1252 that overlaps with single byte characters. Otherwise, your map names will be weird and they won't transfer properly to spectators. It's just a dream when AoE was created. I would hope, though, that DE would use Unicode consistently and not break my maps. So, Fortified Church at home for Javesty. He's not going to go straight to the middle to try to grab the relics. He will grab them from home, but he's also going to go for a sneaky workshop. So rather than attacking the Wonder, he will attack the town center. We have a couple of ranges and a workshop up for Tasty. So it looks like it'll probably be the Bolas Riders from the Mapuche then. As Bodcanero comes in for Tasty, from that blacksmith with the unfinished roof. Someone say Unicode? Firefox spamming. So, some Unicode characters. Emojis in the chat. So, defensive workshop for Tasty, maybe anticipating the aggression. Javesty has managed to put that workshop perfectly in the area that has not yet been explored, but that just means the spear will go forward and explore it, and maybe even hit that Vil. Do the spears have more? Yes, the team bonus, more line of sight for the spears. The team bonus all the way down there. More line of sight, so that'll be a nice scout to find the Vil. And Javesty will just try to fight the spear. And can he ungarrison the battering ram to help the villager in the fight against the spear? Does the Vil win this by himself? He might. Okay, he's fine. I was worried he might have needed a ram to hit the spear and do 1 or 2 HP worth of damage. But not needed. And the Rams will start going for the gate, but the Mangonel's out already for Tasty, and Tasty should be just fine. Tasty should be absolutely fine here. Yeah, Mangonel, he's prepared for the Rams. He'll force them back. One Mangonel can stop almost infinity Rams, it seems. And he'll be going for 2 Mangonels. But there's a bit of map presence forward with the Warrior Priest, however, that'll run straight into the Bolas Riders. Not doing too much damage. They do still need... I mean, they do have Bodkin. This guy just has 80 hit points, so I guess it just takes a while to kill him. Hello, Sunnyflower. The scout goes down to the Bolas Rider. And there'll be a 4th ram now for Javesty. I think that this time Tasty is well prepared to defend against a ram push. Now we'll have a few Vills mining stone for Tasty. The Mangonels don't hit your own Bolus Riders. They'll go for the workshop. Stop the forward. One defensive Mangonel. Can it snipe both? Can it snipe both? What is the micro for Javesty? And gets only one. Mangonel now is the same speed as the Ram, so it can run away. And the Ram goes down. That means maybe time for another Ram to be trained from the workshop. There's still 3 Rams hoovering around for Javesty. But behind this, the Warrior Priests have grabbed all 5 relics on the map. All 5 of them. Wait. Oh, no, never mind. The Armenians. They've grabbed all 4 that are accessible, and also trained 1 when they made the church. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. The relics are by the Wonder. They're closed in. There's no way he stuck that. But okay. We're all good. All good. And the Rams now sneaking around the back. They can go for a push on the gate. I don't think they're going to make the TC. Do we have Relic Victory on? No, they're not going to grab this Relic. That's an interesting question, though. Should we have Relic Victory on? Should we have Wonder Victory on? That might distract from the sudden death. I don't know if we can combine them. I guess we can if we go the RMS approach. You gotta defend the TC, a Wonder, and a Relic Monastery. Marintho likes it. Is it live? It is live, Chipmunk, yes. No spec delay either. This is as live as it possibly can be. Is there anything with Sudden Disaster maps that gives certain advantage if players control an area? There was that Petard map we had earlier, where you can train the Petards from the shrines. Nothing directly comparable to the Royal Albert Hall, though. So this forest is overchopped. You have to be careful about that. But the Rams are not going to be a threat with all the Mangonels. And also, you cannot ram through the forest here. So the Wonder is quite safe from Rams. Yeah, I think Wonders are a lot more interesting, though, in Diplo. Where sometimes you're not destroying a Wonder, so much as you're convincing someone to delete their Wonder. So here comes some Bolus Riders forward. They're going to hit the Warrior Priests. Warrior Priests will lose a ton of HP and start going down. They all go down to the Bolus Riders. And more of Javesty just really likes his ram pushes so far. Well, I mean, he's been winning games with them. But his workshop's cleaned. I have extra walls back here to protect against rams. And he likes colorful forests. I think a lot of people like colorful forests. Also, the flowery grass terrain. That's something I've ran into. The terrains are so pretty, I have to stop myself from using them. Be a bit more restricted. So, all of the anti-ram mangonels have turned now into forward aggression mangonels. So we'll have triple fortified church defense for the town center, and double fortified church defense for the Wonder. And we will potentially have redemption and sanctity for monks to convert mangonels. So some conversions could come in. Armenians can train monks too. They don't have to do only warrior priests. Does he have squires? Yes, he does. And arson. And armor. Doesn't have the attack upgrades. But now we'll do fletching for the churches. And where are his rams? So he has some warrior priests inside of rams, along with the Vil, but Tasty is aware of that, and he will find the rams with the Bolus Riders. So he'll find the rams with the Bolus Riders, while the Mangonels go for the gate on the other side. And we'll have some fortified churches and walls going up here for Javesty. And Mangonels will be downhill too from the church. So that church will stand for a bit. Can be repaired for a while. The mule cart even wants to repair. And the Rams are going for the main TC. There's a Vil that can hop in and out to repair still. As the Bolus Riders try to take the Rams. There's no way the Rams actually get through here, right though? Maybe Tasty needs one more Mangonel. But yeah, there's one Ram down. More Warrior Priests trying to be added in. Extra tanky against the Bolus Riders. There's an anti-Warrior Priest Slinger. Some anti-Ram Pathing. And Tasty needs to react to this more than he is already. Tasty is pushing with his Mangonels, ready to get 5 Mangonels and take down a church. But he is repairing the TC. Okay, he's reacting, maybe just not overreacting. With 1 Ram left, no threat to the TC. But it is getting underneath half HP, and he will lose some Vils to the Warrior Priest raids. He is, however, going for the Wonder, as the fortified church is being repaired. And right now, Javesty has no way to stop the army if it's fighting, though, but the Warrior Priests are just going to find a hill advantage and quickly destroy 2 Mangonels. This is the strength of the fortified church. You can repair them forever. And the priests go down. But they snipe 3 Mangonels first. And that'll slow down the push. Slow down the push from Tasty. More farms going up around the settlement. And a settlement out here, so to answer the question, yes, you can fit the settlements within all of the shorefish. Then message out. Alright, so I'm covering DLC, access, and DMs. Right, so Bolus Riders here. Can they push in the back? Yeah, it's sudden death, and you can push either. You can push either. And I mean, that could be crazy if we see 4 separate pushes later on. And well, how many trees have those Vils chopped? Wait, that's actually awful if Tasty gets imp and can treb push there. Because he can go right through the outside and get to the Wonder. And Javesty feels kind of dead. He doesn't have a good way to stop the Bolus Riders. He went full Warrior Priest, hoping he could ram push. But Tasty was prepared. And now, after several attempts at a ram push, he still has not been successful. Tasty, however, has not scouted that workshop all the way in the south. And Javesty, as dead as he looks, still has 5 relics. So 5 relics is... yeah, it's like 6 Vils on gold. But you also haven't spent pop space on Vils. So can... In the wise words of Cab, feels like having 20 extra Vils. Petards? He doesn't have... oh wait, we do have petards here from a castle. Okay, so that's a question. What do you do now? Do you go for the Wonder? Do you go for the TC? Do you just try to snipe off a fortified church? It's the same HP as a town center, so I think it's probably 5 petards for a church. Is it easier to go for the TC, though? I mean, villagers could try to quick wall you and fight then. The Wonder's a bit less defended. I mean, there will be a bigger hole because the gate will go down. For purposes of pathfinding, what's that? Malin. Okay, that's the Scorpion Skirms. It applies to other things too, right? Bolus Riders, Slingers, and Skirmishers. Man, I can't believe we're having another DLC. I haven't even learned everything from the old DLC. Today, I was just reminded that enemy castles are revealed on the map for the Mapuche. I freaking casted the Brazilian Dynasty's land without realizing that was a bonus they had. So more stone walls now going up for Javesty. And can the petards be stopped? The walling Vils will be sniped. Oh, wait, there's an opening around the mill. They will go around the mill The Vills will try to quick wall. That'll force one petard to be wasted on the house. Can he stop them? No, he can't. No repairs, and the TC is down. Tasty will go up, or it won't go up, but we'll get another point on the board to go 2-3 for the score. So we'll look at the stats. That's 62-23, the KD for Tasty there. The ram pushes did not work out for Javesty. He had more res collected by the end, but not enough to deal with the fact his pushes were unsuccessful. Had tons of defense in the churches, but remember, they have to be garrisoned to shoot arrows, so they themselves were not shooting down the petards, and there's even one petard left who can bask in the glow of the explosion as the TC goes down, and Javesty is dead. When being built or after? I'm not sure. I'll need to check that. 2 petards left, actually? Oh, 2 petards. No. 4 petards left, actually. 3 right here, and there's a 4th somewhere. Where is the 4th? 1, 2, 3. Oh, over here on the rocks. All right. There we go. 4 petards left. I didn't read it. I thought it was leaked, but it confirms stuff I knew, so if it was released, that seems official. So, it's good to see it was actually released. Okay, so Thin Ice and Mowerfall will be next. We're going to play 7 maps. The peak team member who takes credit for the other ones. Alright, the players are saying it's fun. Alright, good. They're going to keep going. That's what I hope. And also, for Sudden Disaster, we have not just the 128 player bracket this time. Everyone can sign up for that. But we're also going to be doing a community event at the same time. And players who lose in the first round will be able to sign up for the community event too. So if you don't want to play in the main event, or you lose early in the main event, you're not restricted to one and done on your sudden death sets. You can keep playing the community event, where you're guaranteed to play, I think, at least 3 sets in the community event. So even if you're just losing everything, you can play still 4 sets of Sudden Disaster. So we'll have a community event running along with it. And that should be a ton of fun. Is it still open for signups? Signups have not yet opened, Chipmunk. Signups have not yet opened. The event starts in October. We're gonna open signups next week. We're gonna open signups next week. So the next map will be Thin Ice. This is a map by the Mad Catter. We had him redesign it from what it was in the map competition a bit. And it'll be humans against Romans. So, I hope we get to see something amazing happen. So, I haven't seen this map since it was redesigned. But this is called Thin Ice. And what happens is, if you destroy the TC that is on the ice explodes. The ice is thin and can't stand when the TC is destroyed. So destroy this, and everything on the ice explodes. In the first version of this, the TCs actually were connected, and the water went from one TC to the other. And that was weird, because one TC destroyed both. Exploding gold map, yes, Hagrider.
No, not more crusaders. Emperor Barbarossa, I do not want that filthy army in my city. Turn back at once.
Yeah, so thank you, Hagrider. And again, that's going to help count towards our Rage Forest sub-goal. Yeah, so this map, I think we're going to need to rebalance it a bit. My thoughts for it were actually, instead of a TC here, since we already have 2 TCs, would be to put a dock and maybe allow players to train mills here. So you can train fishing ships, train some mills. You can also build docks here, but they can't train ships. So this is one we're still testing and figuring out. But it does look really cool. And I think the important thing is simply incentivizing having a lot of stuff here. So when you go for the TC, a lot of stuff dies. How much food is on the lake? Tons of shorefish. And there were fish beneath the TCs, too. I was thinking maybe to give it infinite fish. Like a couple, like we did essentially on Cambrai with the infinite fish. So then you can invest into the pond, but you don't need to do fish traps. And it becomes super important to hit the TC, but also really important to invest. Or dock, or whatever we go with. I mean, buildable ice could be fine too. But the only problem I have with buildable ice, other than maybe mills, is that I think we need to make sure that there's a central building that gets destroyed that looks important. And maybe that is a TC. But yeah, still definitely open to experimenting here. And I really hope we get to see it because it looks amazing when everything explodes. Also, Romans versus Cumans, I mean, you start with 2 TCs, so I guess you're not disadvantaged by being unable to build a second TC. But you're also not getting the second TC advantage. So oysters, remember, Vils can collect them too. They have a bunch of gold on them. And your fishing ships can collect the oysters if you had some fishing ships, but no fishing ships just yet. Yeah. I'm not sure about the walls all across the map too. Maybe that makes it a bit too closed. I don't know, lots of things to redesign here. But I do like the little trench now that runs from one of the ponds to the other. That's pretty cute. Nice little mixture of it's like an early spring map. The ice is melting. We have a couple of trees that are now turning more of a greenish spring color, but there's still a bit of snow mixed around. And the last vestiges of ice that remain at the end of winter as we transition to spring. Is it dockable? You can build docks here. Right now, ships are disabled, though. So it's weird, and so still something we're figuring it out. But not global warming, just seasonal change. These are still the Middle Ages. We didn't have the Industrial Revolution and global warming yet. It's glasses? It does look like glasses now. You're right. The good old trench map with lands in the middle. Glasses. I mean, even if we remove the walls, it'll still be called glasses. Man, I have so much fun casting these sudden death maps because there's like they end right away. They have definitive endings to them that get exciting. That's the one comment I get from people who watch AoE 2 events. Say if they're not familiar with AoE 2 and they're the production team or even the security guards at the lands, they're like, yeah, I really don't get this game. It just seems to end out of nowhere. As it's just players calling GG. There's no one definitive, hey, the game's over. We have that in Sudden Disaster. I'm sure having ships be able to traverse ice in northern waters has been a theme throughout history. So, Tasty is the Romans. Has 2 barracks. Chat, he has 2 barracks. So Javesty undoubtedly is going to be doing some rams. We know he likes his rams, but he only has 1 barracks. And remember, he'll need a blacksmith before he can make a town center. You maybe go for Kuman capped rams on the 2 TC boom. This could be the Viking-themed map, now that you mention it, Thin Ice. Ooh, okay. I like that. Yeah, most games end when the players recognize it's unwinnable. But that does fundamentally mean players have a different understanding, particularly a super high-level player, of a game than a spectator does. And a spectator, kind of differently than chess, which is a game of complete information, has more information than the players do when they're watching. So I think there can certainly be very awkward disconnects between someone with probably less knowledge but more information looking at a state of a game versus someone with more knowledge but less information. And it does make it kind of awkward sometimes. And especially if you're not familiar with AoE 2, it can be really surprising sometimes why players think it's over. Wait, there's a civ that burns ships and buildings? Okay, yeah, Thin Ice might be our Viking-themed map. Got Mangrove Shallows with Ice's Mask 1, TC equals dock and a tower. You can get 3 vills there. A lot of shore deep fish. Maybe something like that. I mean, I don't know how this is done right now. I mean, the vills are walking on the ice. I have seen there's an Antarctica map where vills can build mills and stuff on the ice. And I think Zetnus had another map like that. I think simply being able to build more mills or docks out here could be fun. And maybe restrict the docks only to training fishing ships and not other units. And have a few infinite deep fish. So you end up having... Right, maybe not building more docks, but just building more mills. Have a few deep fish here, and then you can put vills around. Or mining camps even for oysters. There's a lot we can do. I'm also thinking maybe we might just want to shrink them ever so slightly. Just so they don't take up so much room of unusable water when they're destroyed. Why not only demos? That's true. That's true. We could restrict all ships other than demos. So some Cav Archers here, some Kuman Cav Archers, as Javesty, as expected, is going Rams. But now we have 4 Barracks Long Swordsmen, along with a Scorpion for Tasty. And Scorpions are on their way from that workshop. And they're going to be pushing this TC. So where are the Rams? You got to keep an eye on the Rams. Capped Ram on the way. So Capped Rams will go for this TC. Scorpions and Longswords will go for this TC. And things are going to get crazy all of a sudden. So the Scorpion should be able to fend the Cav Archers off and keep them away for the Longswordsmen. As 10 Longswordsmen, no arson for the Romans though, but they're heading straight for the TC. That's a lot of vills that can garrison and even so repair. A couple of vills will go down, not going to make it into the TC. 14 vills inside, and I don't think there are enough longswordsmen yet, as the Rams are unleashed from Javesty to go for the other TC. Docks 2 also have, you can't really garrison in them. So, okay, another Ram going forward, going for the TC. Rams here, on their way, closing in. Both players trying to ram the TCs. You have to remember, when the ice explodes, you lose all of your army that's on the ice. So, Javesty right now, desperate to defend the TC. Those Scorpions getting some nice hits on the Cav Archers. Will Tasty, though, as he's microing his longswords, actually be paying attention to his own TC, as 3 Capped Rams have closed the distance on it, and basically gotten there. Tasty has not realized his vills are stopping the pathing of the Rams, but the Rams are going for the TC. On the other side, the Cav Archers are being cleaned up. There are tons of Scorpions on the ice. If you think your TC is going down, you could run your vills. But this is going to go down, and let's see if the explosion works. And Capture Age has crashed. Wait, the AoE 2 connection has been lost from Capture Age. The explosion crashed Capture Age, but the game is still going on. I don't know what just happened there, but wait, we swapped to the in-game scene, and it's still here. Chat, the game is still here. Capture Age just can't handle it. Capture Age can't handle it. Wait, let me turn the game sound on. I'll cast in-game, I guess. Okay, we're gonna have another explosion. I'll zoom out for this one. The vills running for their lives as the TC goes down, and it will be destroyed on the pond. Somehow, there is still a Scorpion on the pond. The Scorpion is stuck on the pond. The Scorpion is going swimming. It needs a frog to help it cross the pond. Somewhat buggy, but we need this? Yes, we do. So I don't know what happened. Capture Age could not handle the explosion. Bozzy's an admin. He works for Capture Age. He needs to fix this for us. Let's see, if I reopen Capture Age, will it work again? Unexpected error in application when I open Capture Age. Capture Age just will not open for me right now. The game is fine. We have game sounds? I heard a farm expire. So we'll get a cast in game. Have a swimming scorpion. What is that flag doing there? I guess we just have a flag on the pond. Oh no, so what happens now? Both players are now ramming in the middle of the map. Long swordsmen run forward. They attack the rams. And the scorpions will destroy the ram. I guess that's something we need to think about next time we do a map scripting competition. Does the map script crash Capture Age? Hello, Rapture. Hello, Majestic. Yeah, so if you didn't see Welcome to Rapture, when we destroyed the TC and the ice exploded, Capture Age crashed. And I can't reopen it now. I might need to restart AoE 2 between games. So we now have a push up the middle, as the Cav Archers will kill the Long Swordsmen. Yeah, the transition from the explosion to the Capture Age menu is great. So, now Scorpion defense from Tasty to deal with the Cav Archers. This way, I can put this on this scene and click there. It's a huge bill advantage, though, for Javesty. And we'll have triple range Cav Archers from Javesty. But, hold on, if I Alt-Tab and tab back in. Okay, my mouse cursor was broken and not clamped to the window. That happens sometimes. Gotta Alt-Tab and tab back in to fix it. And that capped ram is very threatening to the Scorpions. As the Scorpion goes down. And now we have this narrow push down the middle. I actually don't know if you can wall this. I think you can build on it. It looks like normal terrain, just like gravel, not rock. Yeah, good old casting without Capture Age. Yeah, Bacon, I guess, lost all the vills when the the TC went down, Capture Age crashed, and the vills drowned in the lake. As they were exploded. And we need some, like, roller coaster tycoon style vills, like, get trapped in the lake and can't swim animations. Oh, that'd be sick. That's something for the new DLC, right? Alright, this knight in the back has 6 HP left. Now, Vills will kill a knight. And both players now, 1 TC left, booming on their respective sides of the map. I don't know what civ we like more here, Cumans or Romans. Finally a game without Capture Age. One day we'll have to just get our own Capture Age. Open up Girdra. Spectating games feels smoother than Capture Age. The graphics are better in game than they are in Capture Age. I mean, you can't zoom in as far, but at least on a 4K monitor I can zoom out decently. Yeah, actually, while we're here, let me do this. I have one thing that I can do in-game. Show when selected. There. So I can show the range circles when I have something selected, so I don't kind of toggle them on and off. I guess the downside is there's a slow period when the TCs are down and they're rebooting. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe the walls are a bit too much. I kind of like the outposts, but maybe we should get rid of the walls. Unless the players built the outposts themselves, which they might have. No, it looks like they're outposts in the opening. It's pretty cool how there are 3 openings in the wall. That's really nifty. But Monk's now in the middle, converting the rams, converting the scorpions, converting the Cav Archers. And the ram push is just running into longswords. I don't know who's winning this. I guess Javesty is winning this. The rams are going down. But Javesty also has a huge score lead. The longswordsmen kill the rams. And now the cav archers will pick off the monks. Monks go down to the cav archers, and some longswords will destroy the rams. Capture Age doesn't want to work anymore. If someone clipped that, our base can show what happened. But the map destroyed not just the players, not just the ice, but also Capture Age. Capture Age got put on ice. Yeah, so Javesty is behind in score. Just super far ahead in Vils. And also, we have the wonderful KD of 59 to 85 and 43 to 71, thanks to the TC destructions. So the monk will be healing up some of the longswords. And knight goes down to the cav archers. So outposts go down. Longswords will be here to fight the capped rams. Monks are still looking for conversions. I mean, the rams are all going down. Rams are not good against longswordsmen. And even the scorpions are dealing consistent damage to them in the back. Could you technically build a dock in Fishboom? The ships from docks were disabled, so right now, no. I don't know if there's any beach terrain here. So maybe you could? I genuinely don't know what's possible in this map, and it's just so crazy that we'll have to figure it out. Why not a Mangonel? He's Kumans and he's just going full on for the capped rams. Remember, this is just a show match for fun to test the maps. So this might not be peak gameplay. It might just be, let's do some stuff for fun. The scorpions going down to the knights. As they'll push the cav archers back too. And they will start getting shot by the scorpions. And there's a GG from Javesty. GG, good strat. Longsword scorpions. And that actually will tie things up. So we are tied 3-3, headed into the final game. Yeah, Captain Cadaver flipped it. The map destroyed Capture Age. It's a funky map. Yes, it is. So the KD's, I don't even know how to read the KD. We have, oh, the players owned the petards, I think, somehow. So the largest army of 566 came from the lake being destroyed, I guess? Or maybe, like, capturing the Gaia petards? I wonder if you're briefly housed while the lake is destroyed. We will need to test this map a bit more, but I am very happy with that. Those explosions are amazing. We'll need to see if we can do it without killing Capture Age. Oh, nice villager high by Javesty, too. So, right, I think I'll restart the game and see if that fixes Capture Age. And the last map will be Mowerfall, and they'll hop into that. They're just getting that out of the way now. Ah, this was amazing. This was freaking amazing. A feudal ram push. Alright, so Maurfall, our final map. This was a map I had made around a year ago for the delicious, the quintessential cookout for Gamer Legion, back when Gamer Legion was a thing. Remember that? Gamer Legion was a thing. And this will be Berbers against Armenians. Alright, so I think I want to remove the stone from here on the map. But this is a map we wanted a couple of maps for the hamsters. And this will be a rather hamstery map. And the way it's set up is your town centers are down in the southeast. I'll probably have it rotate in 4 directions if we actually get it set up properly. But your town centers are down here. But all of the resources are up here to the northwest. Some, what do I have here? Foxes, hares. I said foxes when I clicked on the deer. Those are deer. Foxes are down here for a bit of extra gold for the players. But yeah, the wall is your source of stone. There are some stone mines mixed in on the wall. Maybe I want to have the stone only by the northern part of the wall. There's a lot of rock terrain here, if I recall, so I don't think you can wall it up. Well, she never a strong spot of AoE players. Or of map scripters, too. There's always rooms to improve and try to get map-accurate animals. And then if you go really far to the side, you can do mills and grab the fish. You can't dock here, but there are clusters of shorefish. I'll probably do something to make those look a bit prettier by the time we use the map. But there's a big gold and a bunch of fish out there. So it's tricky for sudden death because your town centers don't have any resources near them. And if you go over here to invest infrastructure into your economy, you're leaving your TC open. My only worry about this map is it could become just first player to drop a castle forward wins. But that can also be true kind of for most sudden death maps. DLC 5 water maybe in the corners. Yeah, we can clean this up. This was a map that I never quite finished because it was originally going to be for the Noble Apartment Cup that had gotten cancelled. So we had tested it out in the quintessential cookout, and I really liked the games we had on it. So we'll see if it's still interesting for sudden death. I think it gives us... We wanted a couple maps for the hamsters, and a bit of a twist on your economy has to be located away from your TC. But the TCs are not super close to each other. So like that gives some room to fight down here, and it's not just instant castle drop. Yeah, elephants are boars, pigs are sheep, ibex are deer. Box turtles are shorefish. All the good stuff. Alright, oh wait, I'm hearing double sounds because my game sounds are still on from when I was casting. You don't hear those, I do. I was confused for a moment. Alright, I just had a message, we're gonna have another show match. Potentially Monday. JonSlow is gonna be playing some games on this map. And then I think me and Ornlu are gonna play, we'll do a show match someday. Maybe we'll do a play all 11 once we kind of make a few tweaks to the maps, maybe towards the end of next week. Hamsters are probably chickens. Oh, that's true. We need to add hamsters. Add to the menagerie of AoE 2 animals. What would we do with a hamster? What resource would that give? Play all 11? Ridiculous? Sounds ridiculous, but also ridiculously fun. Have them on the walls. Oh, you just have them running across the walls. So, a mule cart civ for Tasty, who will play the Armenians this map, and move out here to grab some of the hares on the outside. Berbers for the faster moving vills lets Javasty get all the way down to do a mill, but it does change the map when you can't TC out here. Last time I saw the map on a normal random map game mode, players would do their TCs out here, try to take the gold and the fish. Here it will be a mill. Hello, who the hell knows? Oh, hamsters running to turn the mills. That's true. They could replace the donkeys. If capybaras, it's a big hamster. I guess that's the closest we get, right? Because it's a rodent. So some vills here. We'll head over to the forage bushes. Is the hare closer to a hamster than a capybara? We need a biologist in here. Yeah, I think the capybara is closer because they're both rodents. But the mule cart to take all of these scattered hares. Very nice for the Armenians. And also being able to defend yourself with some churches should be pretty cool too. So lots of small wood lines scattered around here. A bit snowy and dry on this side of the wall, then greener and slightly less snowy on the other side. So there's still a bit of work I could do on the theming and transitioning. If I use some of the autumn trees and the oak trees here, and the pine trees on the other side. So scout here will be killed. Javesty loses his scout. The heretics. They're anti-monk, the heretics. And, wall's not going up in time, as Tasty will run in with the Drush, get a taste of TC fire, but as the Man-at-Arms upgrade comes in, will be on the berries killing a villager. Loses one Man-at-Arms, the other's very low in HP. We'll get just a single Vill there. Bit of idle time too, as the Vills hop in and out to do a market. Looks like Javesty might try to fast castle this. As the Men-at-Arms will almost kill that Vill, force it back. I'll have a market and a blacksmith up here for Javesty. As the shorefish are being taken up here. And yeah, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this stone, I remove it. So if you take stone, you have to go out to the wall. And it's still kind of safe if you go all the way towards the edge of the map to grab stone. But it's not as easily defensible by your TC. I was thinking also maybe the stone only needs to be on the outside of the wall. Or like on the other side. But well, we'll see. I think that was the one change I wanted when I'd seen the map earlier to remove this stone. So Palisade Gate will go up for Javesty. We'll also have a house. Has some walls here go up too for Javesty. And we'll have Arson for Tasty as the Vills repair this house. Another longsword comes down for Tasty. And the longswordsman will be pushing. But this is also the vulnerability of sudden death. This TC has nothing defending it. The longswords could literally turn and attack the TC now. Armenian feudal longswords now. I mean, if instead of the range, if he had gone double barracks longswords, you would have maybe 10 longswords as Castle Age were coming in. Right? Instead of spending... Or maybe more like 8. But he could be attacking the TC now. And there are no Vills by it. Okay, so the wall's being deleted for Javesty. The longswords will chase the Vills back to the TC. And the Vills are going to start going down. Yeah, longswords eat TC. They ate that ice TC earlier. The castle will cover the TC. And some longswords will go down to TC fire. And the archers will be on the backside of the TC shooting the vills. So wolf chasing some villagers now. We'll be attempting to eat that vill. Yummy vill. And as that wolf goes down. And I have enjoyed every single map so far, which has been a really nice and refreshing change of pace. So, Camel Archers with Javesty. Castle's up. The TC's defended mostly by the castle. I'm sure maybe it would have been better to have it forward, because the ram pushes could still... I mean, longswords plus rams, if only Camel Archers are defending, should take out a TC. Have more Golden Pit in migration. How dare we enjoy this? Yeah, that's honestly why I love King of the Desert so much, because I feel like on Arabia, I always get excited to watch the games. Whenever we have a lot of mixed map tournaments, there are like highs and lows. There's some maps I like, and some that they're a slog to get through. Especially if we have lots and lots of games. But I think this will be fun. It'll be just a good 5 weeks. Fun map pool, fun explosions. Nice and quick. Get it out of the way. So, Camel Archers there attacking the Vill. And they'll be hoovering around in the back, maybe getting to Tasty's wood line. So the Phosphoro-esque FC into Camel Archers. So far giving a nice raid from Javesty. But Tasty super far ahead in Vills. 38 to 24. Has been significantly more idle TC time for Javesty as the Vills start going down. And the Camel Archers will be picking off the Vills. Down they go. So that's now 4 kills from Javesty. Potential for more, as the Vills are running around. And if the Camel Archers ever get out here, it's not like the Vills can build a town center to keep themselves safe. Although I suppose the Armenians could go for churches. So that'll help on this map when you have spots to garrison your Vills, and they won't be as vulnerable or exposed. In a tournament with only amazing maps, Rage Forest is so much fun for me to cast. Like, the same thing. There are so many different Civ combinations and strategies you can go for in Rage Forest. It's like every time I watch a map, I feel like there's something different that's going to happen. And the map itself has enough randomness with the passages that it's not the same thing over and over. I've seen so many Japanese-Lithuanian games on Cross. I can't cast that anymore. You need more fun. And we could always do another Stronghold Frenzy. I kind of would like to do some type of 4v4 arena tournament, too. Honestly, something kind of simple, like 4v4 arena random civs. We did have Rage Arena last year, that was fun. Maybe we think of tweaking Arena slightly. Hello, Goat, how you doing? March of the Clowns? I was gonna call it, maybe, Circus Maximus. The biggest circus we can have. So, Camel Archers here, still fended off mostly by the Skirms. DC fine for Tasty. Lots of farms up over here. Maybe I should make these forests by the players a bit smaller, too. Feels like they're kind of camping in this area a bit. And you kind of want to encourage them to migrate to the other side more. The Clown Christmas Cup. There are a lot of good 2v2 closed maps, too. Honestly, if you have some ideas for new 2v2 maps to test out in kind of like a smaller tournament, I would be interested. So I do have some 2v2 ideas that have been floating around for the next, like, 2 years time frame. So camel archers in the back, they will have a hill and look to kill some skirmishers. And also have leather archer armor for Tasty. And Stefan already won it. So yeah, Javesty not really able to do too much damage with the camel archers. Nice job by Tasty, circling around the TC with his skirms, keeping the camel archers away. And there would be so much damage for Javesty, only to run out here and scout that gold. You would have 9 villagers to kill. And he's down by 14, so that would help even stuff out. He still has 11 minutes of idle TC time. He went for a workshop, but that workshop is scouted. And Tasty, the downside from Tasty is he's only doing skirms. He has a workshop, and he's going to have 2 mangonels and some warrior priests. Will this be enough to stop the ram push? 4 rams now for Tasty. The skirms will focus on the camel archers. They're gonna get through rather quickly. The skirms need to keep the camel archers away from the mangonels. There are 2 mangonels, but they have to pathfind properly around the market. Here come the rams. The skirms maybe can body block a bit, but that would put them at the mercy of their own mangonel shots. Mangonels come in, they'll get 1 volley on the rams, 3 rams down at once, and that should save the TC. 12 HP left, and that'll go down to the skirms. 1 mangonel follow-up from Javesty, as there has been a hole in that wall the entire time. But Tasty keeps the TC up, and the longer this goes, the more the build difference extends in favor of Tasty, as Javesty will try to snipe off the warrior priests with the camel archers and kill some of the villagers on the farms. Yeah, send me a chat, Marintho, if you want. You can make a group chat. Oh, Javesty killed the wall? He killed the wall then. Whatever he did, that mangonel probably killed the wall. He is through there. And now he could find some more vills, some quick walls on some gates to try to trap the camel archers. They do get trapped in, and the palisade goes up. Skirm's still chasing after them, killing quite a few camel archers, as the mangonel chases as well. But now the camel archers might get wise to the mule cart, and the fact that they're walled out means they might go around the walls and find the gold. They'll find quite a few vills here. Lots and lots of walls coming up. Tasty rebuilding the wall. So the mangonel's going for the TC. Camel archers will start sniping off vills. Snipe off some more vills on the farms too. Oh, nice defense from Tasty. Hit that mangonel. Vill there to repair on the hill. Nice hill advantage for the mangonel and also the camel archers, but it does go down. That clears the mangonel in trades at least. But trades are good for Tasty, as he has a much larger economy. He's up by almost 4,000 more resources collected so far. And as long as he doesn't have a Titanic, he's in a good spot. Hestia spam in the 105. That's the thing about sudden death. Even if it's a 105 situation, you can still snipe the TC. So I think it's fair if players don't resign and just wait for the TC to be hit. There's also the situation, oh, nice mangonel shot on the camel archers, where you're clearly going to lose the TC and you resign early instead of losing it. Oh man, that's sad to see. We want to see the TCs go down. Big tasty mango hits. That was a big tasty mango hit. Can he get one more? Yes, he can. Oh, Javesty. Losing the mangonels. Okay, GG. So he's going to call the GG there. And that's a 4-3 win in the show match for Big Tasty Bacon. So congrats to him. And the Camel Archer play did not quite work out. And, okay, interesting how this map is played when you can't extend the TCs. Players were out here taking resources, but I think that might just be inexperience on the map, that these resources were not contested. So I think what I might need to do is cut down the resources at home even more. Like I said, I want to get rid of the stone and at least force players to go to the wall. Maybe I cut the golds down to single tiles too. I do that and then hopefully that forces players out here more. Can even balance the relics a bit. But alright, so we still have a lot of work to do with the maps. Thankfully, we have a lot of people who are capable of scripting maps. And we have essentially 5 maps that came through the map scripting competition, which is, I think, absolutely lovely for us to have. Just get 5 longswords in a market. Ah, that was fun. I'm looking forward to Sudden Disaster. Hopefully we have some really fun games on these maps. And let me just see, I'm getting tagged places. Oh my gosh, there's a spam bot. Viper's Discord. Ban the spam bot. Boom. Even in the do not type here channel. Oh, there was a spam bot that triggered the ban channel, but did not have permissions to ban. Oh my gosh. Discord bots are out of control these days. Oh, where's the mod chat? There we go. Type a message in the channel. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll find someone to raid. And thank you to the players Tasty and Javesty. Yeah, write notes for improvement. Put it in, I think we had a map channel. There's just put it in the map judgment channel. We'll just use that as the maps so far. And then we have a separate channel for the contest winners where we can discuss the maps with the authors who wrote them. So I had a lot of fun with that. Alright, I think Thin Ice, we have to figure out a way that it doesn't crash Capture Age. Everyone but Capture Age enjoyed Thin Ice. Yes. Yeah, Big Tasty Bacon. Wait until you watch the, if you watch the Thin Ice game, you will see Capture Age could not handle the explosions. So thank you all for watching. Rage Forest tomorrow, 15 GMT will be the semifinals. The draft starts at 14 GMT. I'll see if I'm around to cast the draft. I'll probably be live a bit before 15 anyway. So we will cast that, both semifinals tomorrow and the finals for Rage Forest on Sunday. Also remember, we're at 141 out of 200 subs. If we hit 200 subs, I'm going to add another $100 to the Rage Forest prize pool. I'll do that for every 100 subs. And also it is September, so subs are discounted now on Twitch. Twitch is running the discounted sub promotion. So, thank you all so much for watching. I will be here tomorrow on Twitch and on YouTube. And we'll raid someone on Twitch. So, hope you're looking forward to some Rage Forest. And you're a lovely chat. I'll see you again tomorrow.